So, time for another ship build in Starsector with capital from the pirate faction. This has low deployment points, only 24. And I will explain the decisions, what I took on this. So this is heavily inspired by Brick Rain Energy's current pirate playthrough, although he uses second in command and other mods that change the performance of the ships quite substantially. And I tried to use his setup and it didn't work. But I incorporated some of his ideas. So let's look what we have here. First, we have two Gauss cannons. Now, these are extremely bad in flux efficiency. As you can see, flux per damage 1.71, and I tried to avoid them all the time, but all the other builds I tried with Molyneux cannons and everyone else failed. And the reason is the range. These have way better range, and they provide kinetic damage, so push through the enemy shields. Then we have, for missile slots, we have the Hurricane to do basically fragmentation damage to pull through the enemy armor, and more kinetic damage with the Squall MLIs. So this ship is basically built to push away enemy capital ships as long as possible, but push through their shields and eventually with the Hurricane and also with the Gauss cannon deliver enough damage to pull them off. Additionally, and this is heavily inspired by Big Brain Energy, are 4 mining lasers here. The logic behind those is sometimes when there's no point defense and there's an enemy missile coming, it could be easily blocked from the shields. If there's no PD, the AI tries to turn away or tries to wait, and this thing moves like a brick, so that's not an option at all. And installing these, according to him, helps that they just raise the shields and try to shoot them down and then use the shields. And for the front, we have 2 Vulcans that provide the real point defense, because these are basically symbolic. Now, in terms of mods, we have the Flux Distributor. This is basically that we get a maximum flux dissipation as possible. So it's built in, so we get an additional bonus. And also, yeah, we have the skill, where is it? This one, the flux regulation skill. So unlike many other builds, you might see this one doesn't use an officer. We use 2 S mods. Ideally, I only would use 1. It could possible that it works without the flux distributor. I haven't tested it yet. And then we have the heavy armor mainly because there's the penalty for maneuverability, which doesn't matter much with this ship anyway. And it's 40 ordnance points we get that we save here. Then we need integrated targeting unit to expand the max range of the Gauss cannons particularly. This build works against Onslaughts and Paragons with more deployment rates from their perspective. So we have 4 of these, 96 deployment points, and 3 Onslaughts have 120 and 2 Paragons have 120. Well, I guess I will show you now how that works out. So let's do 2 Paragons first to deploy, then our reinforcements. So we do a bit of repositioning here that we're in an ideal line. I tried this like, if you see my Atlas Mk2 build before, people know that I only tried them against Conquests, and then I tried them against Paragons. And the interesting thing is, if I had them in line, they could defeat 2 Paragons. If they were in the previous 2-line formation, they lost. So this change in line can be substantial. And usually, if you play a regular game, you come in a proper formation. So this is why I adopt this. Oh, and I need to switch to autopilot now. Let's see how it's going. So the Paragon is quite dangerous. And yeah, we might have the demonstration effect that I lose this time. That will be a close one. Yeah, and now we're pushing it away. And once we push them away, they will likely lose. So once the Tachyon Lance is out of range, so there's always a bit of RNG involved, of course. So the other issue for the long range is, yeah, they move like bricks, they are slow. The Prometheus Mk2 has the benefit that it has the burn drive, but we don't have this here. But as you can see here, yeah, this one alone actually pushes that one back, and now three are engaging this one. Did I switch off the auto power? No. Or did I? And keep in mind, we don't apply any maneuvers here, so this is basically base AI. And the Paragons, yeah. They get ripped to shreds by now. First one is down. Well, here we go. Now let's try this again against 3 Onslaughts. Let's see how it's going. So in this case, the Squall is also great at basically oversaturating the point defense of the Onslaughts, and sometimes Hurricanes can get through rather early on as well. But yeah, as you can see, that they can't move in closer. So in this case, the Atlas Mk2 does better than the Prometheus Mk2 build from my previous video. Yeah, as you can see, first one is overloaded. I mean, the composition might be able to deal with even four of them, I'm not sure. Because I think we didn't even... Oh, we don't even have scratched paint so far. And another win for the Pirate Freighter. Now keep in mind, if you play against Loadic Path, this might not work as well, because Loadic Path I think is reckless by default, and here everything is, I think in the simulator, is set to default. Aggression is steady, so both sides are steady. But then again, I mean, this is a 24 deployment point ship. And it's basically, yeah, it's an upgraded freighter. So, what else can we test? Conquest. Several people noted in the previous comment the Conquests are not a proper enemy because the AI handles them badly. So let's try 2 Atlases, 2 Astrals with 100 deployment points against our 96. And this actually might go badly because we have basically almost no point defense on these ships. And again, I wonder how much the Gauss cannons do against the enemy fighters. Oh, that looks already bad. One Astral is almost down. And yeah, I guess even without point defense, well, I mean there's some point defense, I forgot, yeah. Yeah, also Astrals. In my usual campaigns I run this a bit differently, because then I have more support ships. I usually actually have two Hurricane Murph launchers here and one Gauss and one Devastator, but now I really question if I really need a Devastator at all. Because yeah, as you can see, that went quite well. Is there another setup we can try? I mean, people complained at Conquest, so let's try 6, let's say 7 Eagles. That's 140 deployment points against 96 again. And this time we don't adapt the formation. Oh, wrong ship for the autopilot. Let's see how that goes. So the regular Eagles have heavy healers here, so if they come close, they can actually be quite a problem. But yeah, we're pushing them back immediately. Here's the problem, the main problem, that we run out of missiles, I think. Although we might get overwhelmed. Yeah. This might get interesting. Yeah, they're supporting each other quite well. Yeah, always pushing them back. Just in time, oh. Main problem might be we don't do enough damage to kill them and we run out of ammo. Because with the Gauss cannons it might take too long that we didn't get overwhelmed. Yeah, I think we might bag our first kill soon. No, he switched targets. Oh, we got our first kill over here, nice. We overloaded that one. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. They always just in time push them away again. Right? Did we run out of squalls? And we might actually lose this one. He still Murphs in. Oh, another eagle gone. Still have some Murphs left. Nice! Not a penetrating hit. Slowly but surely. Oh! Oh. Nice! And kill shot. Yeah. So it's 4 versus 4. I think even without missiles this should be a foregone conclusion. But we'll see. Yeah. Gauss cannons do what they're made for. Well, actually, they are made for penetrating shields, not armor. He misses every shot. What the hell is he doing? Yeah, so I mean, if you have officers, they usually wouldn't have so bad out of fire accuracy. But yeah. I guess we speed this up now. Another one down. Oh, there are some Americans left. Yeah, he's trying to retreat. And I don't think he will make it. Finish him. And goodbye. Yeah. So of course, weaknesses of this build is anyone that charges in really close, because you cannot maneuver them. Because, yeah, they're flying bricks, long-range weaponry. So, most of spectacle probably Telluric Path. Those are more aggressive builds. But overall, for a ship like that is rather weakly armored and everything. This is doing rather well. So if you have a pirate playthrough or you want to just do civilian ships, this is probably a proper build. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.